Okay, let's cook on some feedback again. Let's see what you're doing. Results will all right. What did you find? What works for you? What doesn't? What do you like? What do you not like? What's happening?
It just reminded me of the walk, Rick.
You're standing here out there doing the walk. The guy's coming to kick your ass, and you say, I think I'll do a goblet step. Mess him up. Isn't that weird? Say, damn. And it could be damn near any step in the walk, actually. Because you're out there and you're just hanging out. I'll do the first step of the walk. Because his targeting is screwed up. His targeting mechanism goes all to hell. He's cool if I'm going to be a static thing, or if I'm going to be the predictable thing. And we're really great at reading a predictable thing. We're really great at reading the other human being. We got to be. We got to be. Throughout human history, more humans have killed more humans than any other creature on Earth. Maybe bacteria, viruses, invisible stuff. They kill us a lot. But compared to lions and tigers and bears and predatory things, the big predators have been us. And so we've gotten really great at reading the big predator. We're really sensitive to it. So sensitive, there's this whole study of things going on in neurobiology called mirror neurons, which have to do with this mirroring function. You ever notice if you yawn and then they yawn and then everybody starts yawning, and the dog looks at you and it starts yawning too, and everybody's yawning? That's mirror. And if you talk about yawning too much, there goes yawning. Mirror neurons. Kind of Kazushi, actually. Can be, if you manipulate. When magicians are manipulating you to do the pickpocket routine stuff, they're doing a lot of wind on you. They're doing a lot of touch and a lot of redirection of your attention so that they can mess with you. When they want to get close, they notice that they're walking up and they want to come right at, but if I'm going to come right at somebody, then it's sort of confrontational. It feels like the space is being invaded. And so what they notice is I come up and I want to get close to him, I look away. His gaze tends to look away, and I step close to him. And now I'm in range to do the, hey, how you doing? And start picking stuff out of his pockets. Because they closed range by inviting them into a spatial condition where he feels threatened here. He doesn't feel so threatened sideways to him. You can walk up to somebody and give this kind of relation to him far differently than you can with straight-on relationship. So it works on that plane. There's a lot with this mirror neuron that's very interesting, and I think goes toward the void stuff we've just been talking about, toward the mood. If we're coming into a relationship and you just try to compress your whole spine, just think about squeezing yourself down like there's a big weight on your head. Everything's just squeezing your spine together. And you're down here in this compressed state, and then you raise up. Just release the spine. And look at what happens in your body as you do that. Or you could be all up here like this, and then crouching down, and his body starts to want to come down here. Nice thing if I want to then start laying pressure into it. So even at a great distance, you can, if you've got good eye contact and good rapport with the man coming in to target you, you can begin to affect him with all sorts of subtlety. It doesn't have to be as big and obvious as a step that screws him off. It can be, or a hand flashing up to take his mind into a place. It can be something just as odd as a shrug. Why did he stop? Can you know why he stopped?
Well, the hand went out and that shoulder went up, and then at that point all this stuff says no.
My body paused. I began doing this strange non-referential thing, and his body had to start accounting for that. Whatever you do on your side, his body has to start accounting for. And this is a level of it we don't often see or we don't talk about too much, but it's there all the time. In the old days, kata was always done with this great range, and some of you may still prefer to do it this way, which is nice. I think it's great. That we would be at this great range, we would have our bow, and then we would begin walking in together with eye contact. Boom, 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 and right at the attack would come, then we would lay the boom on. It's a beautiful way to do it. It goes back to an old form older forms of Aikido and older forms of Aikido and older forms of Kodo in general had this closing of range factor. A lot of schools have gone away from that, and they just stand there and the person comes and attacks them and you're static. Doesn't include this quality. So you really need this closing thing. Somewhat. You don't have to do it all the time if you don't feel like it, but very useful because the activity of closing give him a signal that he has to account for. And you have done what? You've done Kazushi, because Kazushi is not the gross thing of laying the hands on and making his body get distorted. That's one form. That's how we learn it. That's how we build a foundation of what it is. But Kazushi in the broader framework is getting him to move in a way he didn't plan to move. And he now has to start adjusting to something before he can get his game together to come kill you. Right? It's not just making his body bend over in funny ways. It's making his mind bend over in funny ways too. When you're already in contact, it has relationship too. He's doing judo with me, and Kyle loves it. I get my grip, and he's going to walk off, and then he just decides to drop this damn hand. Boom. Well, I've gotten dependent on that relationship, you know. I had a little pressure in my hand. I was gripping. And when his hand falls away, my posture has to account for that change. Now, if he pulls it away, watch what happens. If he drops it and pulls it, it's different. I can ride that thing. I can feel it. I can feel the line of energy of him pulling through my grip. But if he just turns it loose like it's just a falling object, Flopsy bunny. Just let your arm fall like Flopsy bunny.
Just turn your shoulder off.
I go for that little dip in the road ride. Can't hardly not. Really interesting phenomenon. I think that's part of void too. Here's one that I think is kind of fun too, you might hear. I reach out for him and then I relax at contact.
Oh, you meanie.
Non-obvious, because what hits him is not extra signal coming on him, it's loss of signal. I give him extension, relaxation, at the moment of contact. And the relaxation is my shoulder turning off. It's not my shoulder turning on and adding. It's like there's tension up here, relaxation. When my body relaxes, his body wants to. He's doing a bear hug. And I give him a bear hug back. And then I change my bear hug into not a bear hug. His bear hug goes away. So you want to try these little mirroring functions. And the vulnerability is, the greatest amount of vulnerability I've found is right at contact. Just as he's about to make contact to me, I just dropped my arm. I did exactly the same thing he was doing from the judo grip. Hi, how you doing? Drop my arm. Literally nothing in my arm. Just let it go like it goes. But if I direct it, even a little, he gets reactive. He'll feel it. Now I can still do cool things. We can do the water thing, for instance, right there. We start hitting with points or with lines or curves. But the real void thing is, yeah. He just reaches up to acquire a target disappears, and you get the stuff with the whole body that Jack was talking about. Show that. Show that. This is what's been missing in a lot of Tomiki root.
We're talking about, well, starting with something like Shizumi or Toshi, so he comes in to attack, and boom.
Yeah, watch your legs. Good.
And well, we were looking at a little bit, let me get Amanda because she was getting good, because was going into a reaction based on, so I'm going to attack her, and she drops down here. Now I'm going to recover and try to get her there.
Right.
So now she starts to stand up. She takes my space away as I'm standing. In other words, working the reaction as
The
well
reaction
as
in inconvenient place, inconvenient place.
Occupational spaces.
yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Beautiful. That's beautiful.
Very slick.
You start getting Koshinagi back. You start getting hip throw back, but not hip throw like judo, where you hip throw in judo's get a hold of the guy, draw him out over here, put your hip on him, and pop him with your butt. Cool. Like that. Great. Different feeling entirely. When he's stepping in to walk in and you say, I think I'll step over here, and then I think I'll turn like this, and I think I'll just go like that. No damn hands on me.
Yeah. There's
Now my butt still touched you, but
Yeah.
it's like, what the hell is all that? Where am I at? It's a
Yeah,
weird
there's
feeling.
no reference in time and space that I'm used to with judo.
Exactly. It's a whole different feeling.
It's a whole different, very spooky,
Koshinagi.
eerie feel.
Hip activity. Cool. So we're getting into all this spooky, and I probably, again, talked too long. Is it, questions? Any of those you want to see again before you try them out yourself? Yeah?
I would like to see all of them.
You'd like to see all of them. Any of them you'd like to feel. We can walk through them with you so you feel them too. Cool. I'll do it with you together. Let's do it together. Cool? Everybody else want to go to work? Go to work.